How's it going, everybody? It's me, the Runescape historian, back with a new video on the riots. This time it is day 2, roughly 20 hours since the riots first started. It is actually still going very strong, especially considering that it is 6 in the morning here Central Time. This has not died down, which is very impressive. The riot today is obviously more serious, but this is very similar to the old 2006 SwiftKit riot, or rather when it was called Swift Switch and had a world hopper attached to it. It was a third-party client. Jagex didn't like some of the elements in it, and they threatened to shut the whole thing down. And before anyone says it, it's not Jagex's job to go and hunt down every Billy Joe Whistlewiener with 5 followers on whatever third-party project they have. This was on a different magnitude, though. This had tens of thousands of people excited for it. It was a giant project. It was in the works 2 years ago. It was definitely mentioned a year and a half ago. Jagex was aware of it in 2020 for sure. Well before that, probably. You guys know how active some of the JMods are and Jagex in general are on the 2007 Scape Reddit. There is no way they didn't see mentions of this, and for them to drop this on its head last minute is extremely fucked up. I don't need to say it. Multiple other people have regurgitated and repeated that statement. You guys know it's fucked up. I know it's fucked up. The whole point of this video is to show the riots are still going and to also put in some new developments that have happened and things that I missed in my first video, because I instantly put that video up right as the riots were taking off. So I want to touch base on some things that have happened since then. So at some point yesterday, after the riots broke out, Jagex released an official statement on their stance on third-party HD clients. So when you click to expand the message, you get met with this one right here, which says, "Before we dive further into your project, we want to take a moment to talk about our own plans in the interest of transparency." And basically they go on to say, you need to shut yours down because ours is in the early exploration stages. They're not anywhere close to done. They probably haven't even started on it because the exploration stages are just looking at things and they're very early in it. So it's probably going to be multiple years before you see an HD client. And that's not the whole point of these riots, but it just goes to show they're not even really started on it truly. I mean, maybe some concepts, maybe some ideas being thrown around the office, but yeah, they dropped this on his head last freaking minute. Like many of you guys, I just wish they wouldn't have wasted this guy's time and told him at least a year and a half or more ago. Why couldn't they have done that?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, our company doesn't work that way.
So this guy, Jagex Aiza, and by the way guys, don't target much of your hate towards the JMods. They are kind of instigating, some of them are, and kind of making it worse and giving snappy remarks and just generally being assholes, but keep in mind it's not their decision. They're just defending the company they work for almost because they have to. They're not the ones making the decisions or pulling the strings. It's people way higher up than them, people that are faceless and don't necessarily engage with the community on Twitter or Reddit or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. So as you guys can read here, it's pretty reasonable first post. I agree with the bottom one. We've shut down your project hours before release after allowing you to spend 2,000 plus hours working on it, but it's cool because you can test ours. What a fucking kick in the teeth. I have to agree with this guy's sentiment. Like, oh yeah, you can sit over in the corner and tell us how, like, what we're doing wrong and help us after we wasted so much of your time. Like, no. If I was this guy, I'd be like, fuck you. This riot is definitely one of the more serious ones in RuneScape history. It even gained so much traction it appeared on the very top of Reddit/all, which is just the culmination of all the subreddits. It was toward the top of that, which is very hard to do when you're competing with various memes and politics and freaking cute animal photos. It actually topped all of those for a short while. It's not on top anymore, but it's very cool to see us gain that much traction. Myself, as a small YouTuber, actually got traction. Some of my viewers told me Kotaku and PC Gamer, I believe, credited like me with some of the pictures they used and stuff, which is really neat to see. And that's not me tooting my own horn. The only reason they used mine is because I was the first to publish, to my knowledge, and they would have just moved on to someone else if I wouldn't be here. I'm not freaking special, but I am trying to illustrate how much traction we got with these riots and with the coverage, so I think that's really cool. Before I go, as usual, people are unsubbing from RuneScape. This is seen in history just with every riot. But a lot of people legitimately seem to be unsubbing due to this controversy. What is also interesting, I know Reddit's not the be-all end-all, and some of the community on Reddit are a bunch of goblins, not all, but some of them, and they will tell you that as well. Runelite HD has been shut down was actually the most upvoted post in old school RuneScape history, so that's pretty cool. It has over 45k upvotes, 4,000 plus comments, and nearly 2k awards. really cool to see the community band together for something to this magnitude and gain this much traction. It's really unfortunate it's on something as negative as this, but yeah, it's really cool to see all the traction we've gotten and the fact that this riot is still going on well after 20 hours. So, anyways, guys, it's about all the new information I can give. And yeah, this is RuneScape Historian checking out. Later.
I'm sorry, our company doesn't work that way.